Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be talking about more possible characters that could appear in The Walking Dead because of the expanded universe that they want to do with The Walking Dead. So anyway, the first character I want to go over that could possibly make a return is Abraham. Now, we know from Fear the Walking Dead Season 4 that Abraham and Eugene at one point ran into Althea. So what I was thinking was maybe we could get some sort of maybe like, and in the way I would want it to be would be like maybe a short, like a mini series, like just do a 6-episode season, just have it be like Abraham's journey from Houston, Texas all the way to Georgia, where he meets Glenn. And we could see Abraham, of course, would return, so we would get to see him again. They would have to have Althea for maybe like a cameo or something. Now, if we're getting a backstory on Abraham, which would feature Althea in it, chances are, we got to see Eugene in it as well, because in Season 5 we did see Abraham's backstory with his family and him meeting Eugene, of course. So I could imagine they already shown how Abraham and Eugene meet. Abraham saves his life and was about to kill himself, and then Eugene told him that he had a cure for like what happened to everyone. So Abraham basically made that his mission to get him there. And along the way, he met Rosita, he met other people that Eugene mentions. So we could see like all of them appear in the movie or the show or whatever they turn it into, because I think Abraham is definitely a character they should bring back. He is a fan favorite. And remember when Fear the Walking, like when they first announced the crossover, everyone thought it would be Abraham. A lot of people probably wanted it to be Abraham as well, because Abraham is a really popular character, and it would have been cool to see a character that's no longer in the series return. And I think Abraham, Michael Cudlitz did such an amazing performance on the show, and he was in the show for quite a while, for like the back half of Season 4, all throughout Season 5, all throughout Season 6, and then dies at the start of Season 7, and then reappears at the end of Season 7 in Sasha's like dream, but like flashback to that scene where right before they got on the RV. And of course we might even get more with his family, and maybe we could see more of him, like trying to survive with his family, and maybe they could show more about what happened to the family, and what led to Abraham, beating them all to death. Not his family, of course, but the people that were involved in that. And I think it'd be very good, because I think Abraham could hold a series, like a season. He could definitely hold that. I think like episodes that focused on Abraham, just about all the parts of what was the name of the episode, Always Accountable, from Season 6. The parts that focused on Abraham and Sasha, like Abraham was very good at keeping that episode going. Like he was very charismatic during that episode. And he said probably my favorite Abraham quote, which is "loose ends make my ass itch." I always say that. And of course he also had the episode from Season 5, Self-Help, and it really sucked that they killed him off in Season 7. And I just think Abraham definitely deserves a spin-off series focusing on his travel. It could maybe make you like Abraham a bit more than you already do. Maybe you never liked Abraham. Maybe this could be a way to finally get attached to that character. Yeah, I know he's dead now, but still, he's a great character, and I think a lot of people would like to see him again in some form or fashion. And yeah. As for other characters that could come back, this is basically just going to be like basic ideas for these stories, because I did do more of a full one on the governor, if you remember that video I did. And if you haven't, check it out, it's a good video in my opinion. And maybe at some point I might go into expanding on these ideas and talking more about them, what could happen, all this different stuff they could do. I think another cool one would be Terminus. I think a Terminus one would be really interesting. If you remember, Terminus used to be a good place before, you know, they ate people, but what Terminus used to be about was there were the, like, they would let people in, and eventually this group came in and they were not a good group, and they're basically the main reason for why Terminus is the way it is. And the leader of that group, supposedly the leader of that group, you know, of course they had him kept inside one of the containment units, and you know, he ran out and he eventually got eaten by Walker. We could see more of him, and we could see just what the Terminus people were like before they were cannibals, and I just think it would be pretty interesting to see that. And if you remember, months ago I did a video up talking about possible ideas for webisodes, and I still think they're going to make more webisodes. I think we might even get one next year at some point, I imagine. I don't think they're done making the webisodes, especially now that they have basically said, yeah, we want to do an expanded Walking Dead universe. To stop the webisodes, it's like, but you wanted to do an expanded universe. That was a great way to expand the universe. The webisodes were really great, so they were. But one of my ideas for a webisode, a web series, was going to be like a group of survivors trying to make it to Terminus, and eventually the ones that actually managed to get there without dying were killed themselves. You know, like they got the neck slit, the fucking bat to the back of the head, and then, you know, their burnt up bones are just laying across the yard area. You know, like when Rick and them run past the body of bones and stuff. Imagine if we actually see those people before they die. So it would be a very dark web series, but I think it'd be an interesting one nonetheless. So I think an idea like that would be very cool. Anyway guys, that is my video and I'm ending it now, so thank you guys for watching. See ya.